Hey everyone, my name is Sheridan.
And I'm Fresca.
And we're with Dara Mactire. On this video, we're going to be discussing both the Codex and Datacrons found within Star Wars The Old Republic. To understand Datacrons, you must first know about the Codex.
The Codex was announced back in May this year through a developer blog on the official Old Republic website. You may have forgotten about it by now, or maybe you just missed it. Either way, we'll provide you with a quick recap to ensure you're up to speed.
The Codex was created so that players could collect pieces of information which help elaborate on the settings they fight in and the creatures they kill. It aims to plant seeds of knowledge relating to key people and concepts from your class's story. It'll also provide long lost lore. This will help give you some feedback about the game and its story at large. Once pieced together, it will blend into a collected whole for you to dive into. It even has progression bars to help you know where you're up to.
BioWare has used the Codex before in some of their other role-playing games. Examples include Dragon Age as well as Mass Effect. Based on these experiences, they made sure that the Codex screened for Tor, eliminated any design flaws, and provided a full encyclopedic view of the universe.
To give you an idea of how massive, carefully detailed the Codex is, back when they announced it to the public, the estimates of its size was around 120,000 words of text. By now that has no doubt continued to increase. By comparison, the average Star Wars novel comes in at around only 100,000 words. This means BioWare are most likely on the way to having at least 2 novels worth of text available for players to read.
So, the Codex provides a ton of information for all players to read and enjoy, but on top of that, the actual collection of the information provides a task for both explorers and achievers of the game.
And upon gathering parts of the Codex, a small animation plays towards the top center of your screen, just like in this screenshot. Your character will then be rewarded with a small amount of experience. Some of the information will be given to you without you having to explore for it. However, it's worth pointing out that players are not required to collect these entries, nor will their character suffer greatly if you choose not to.
So, how do you gather the Codex entries? Well, that's what finally brings us to
Datacrons!
Datacrons are small square boxes located through each of the worlds within the game. This publicly released screenshot gives you an idea of what they look like, but keep in mind it may have changed or it may have been updated by the time the game goes live.
Datacrons are clickable objects which reward you with entries for your Codex, as well as character statistic increases. These stats will stay with your character permanently.
They are also predetermined, meaning that there's only a certain number of each type of Datacron, with exactly the same effects attainable. They are not randomized, thank God. This was done to ensure they were balanced and that luck would have absolutely nothing to do with their effect. Datacrons will appear on your in-game map once you get close enough to them. So once spotted, all you have to do is find them. They are fixed to certain locations and they don't spawn. In other words, they will always be there for your character to collect when you find them. You won't have to be worrying about any nearby players getting there before you, you'll always be able to collect them.
The way that BioWare's Daniel Eriksson explains it, Datacrons can be difficult to find. The upside is, if you put in the effort to secure them, you'll be treated with some nice bonus lore, and you will also receive the bonus to your statistics.
BioWare is also making sure that Datacron finding is fun and definitely not a grind. They have stated that the number of Datacrons is small, scaling with the size of each individual planet. Think single digits. Not the kind of thing you would usually associate with grinding. If you are not an explorer, it's no big deal. Datacrons are always accessible to you, so you can't lock yourself out of them. If you decide to find them once you finish leveling, you can always come back and pick them up later, even when you have a quicker personal transport to get around it. You also won't have to worry about getting caught in unnecessary combat.
Personally, I like this approach by BioWare. I used to be an active World of Warcraft player, and in my opinion, the game has progressed to the point where most players can now get their characters fully optimized with little to no effort. I think that's wrong. However, I'm happy to see the signs that Tor will be going in a different direction.
Understandably though, there are some players who have shown their concern about Datacrons, with posts on the official Tor forums. Here's what BioWare's developers have had to say in response.
So, what do you think about the Codex and Datacrons? Are they great additions or just an annoyance? Comment and let us know below.
That's it for this guide, guys. However, we will be uploading a part 2 to this guide when the game is released or the end date is dropped, which will help guide you to some locations of the Datacrons, as well as provide you with specific statistic buff details. So make sure you subscribe and then you won't miss out on that one.
Thanks everyone, be sure to thumbs up this video if you found it helpful.